Hello, my friends. Welcome to another yoga flow. My name is Emily, and today I have for you a power yoga flow to get you out of your head. This class will be full of tricky transitions and challenging poses thrown in the mix. So you will have to be fully present, right? Okay, cool. So the only things that you might want are 2 blocks at the top of your mat. If you don't have that, a stack of books or a chair or whatever, or nothing at all will work just fine. Okay, so when you are ready, meet me on the mat. Okay, so we are gonna get started today in our tabletop position, so all fours. So wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath of hips. And we're just going to start with a little bit of spinal movement. So on your inhale, let the belly drop down and the head come up. And then exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Keep on with that. So inhale, let the belly drop, the head come up. Exhale, round the spine. One more. Really start to become present right here, right now. So maybe you let the eyes close and you just let your breath lead the way. So we're going to start to add on. So on your next inhale, let the belly drop down and the head come up, but then let your hips drop towards your heels. So going towards a child's pose. And then exhale, round the spine, chin to chest, and come back forward to that tabletop position. So we'll keep with that. Inhale, belly drops, hips drop. Exhale, round the spine, rise back up. One more time. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, ripple forward. Then tuck your toes under. Inhale, send the hips back towards the heels, but then lift up, downward facing dog. You can always adjust your stance, maybe walk the hands forward or the feet back. Feet about hip distance apart, knees can always be bent. And then press down and forward with your hands. They probably won't actually move, right? But the action of pressing down and forward will press your chest back towards your thighs just a little bit. And take a big breath in. Let it go. So I want you to think the same movement that we were just finding with our cat-cow. So on your inhale, put a bend in your knees if it's not there already, and then straighten through the legs as you round through the spine. So we're going to round, dome through the upper back, and come all the way forward to plank pose. So shoulders come over wrists, perhaps even a little bit more towards over fingertips. Okay. Now, same idea. I want you to press up through the shoulder blades, round through the spine, come up to tippy toes and send the hips back to that downward facing dog. We're going to do that a few more times. So inhale, round forward, plank pose. And then exhale, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. One more time, round forward. And then send the hips up and back, tippy toes to downward facing dog. Okay, this time, round forward, plank pose. And then lower all the way down to your belly. Nice and slow. Keep that nice straight line from your shoulders down through your heels. Untuck the toes. Hands will stay by your rib cage. Inhale, lift the head and chest, cobra pose. Hug the elbows behind you. Exhale, lower back down. Same thing, or inhale, lift up, upward facing dog if you're feeling nice and open and ready for it. In up dog, our legs are engaged, the knees are off of the mat, the shoulders roll back. Take a big breath in wherever you are, and then breath out, downward facing dog. Hips lead the way. Pedal out the legs just for a moment. And then slowly start to take that pedaling and tippy toe the feet up to meet the hands. We'll all meet in our ragdoll or our forward fold, right? So feet still about hips width apart. Bend the knees, let the belly rest on the thighs. Drop the head down. Instead of looking in between your toes, look back in between your knees and really let the head drop. Begin to sway just a little bit side to side. And take a big breath in, breath out. Then inhale, slowly roll all the way up to standing. Let your head come up last. Roll the shoulders back and down the spine. Reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Big stretch. Maybe open and close the hands a few times. And then bring the hands through heart center. Close the eyes and just feel for a moment. Check in with the body. What is going on? And take a big breath in. Breath out. Then inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead, extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees as you go. Inhale, flat back, right? So hands could be on shins, they could be on thighs, they could be dangling. The point here is to roll the shoulders back and down and have a nice long spine, right? All the way out through the crown of the head. All right, take a big breath in. Breath out, forward fold again. Then inhale to a flat back. This time bend the knees enough, hands come down. Step the left foot to the back of the mat. Lower the left knee down. And then inhale, sweep the arms up, low lunge. We're just here for a moment, right? So press the hips forward. Pull the shoulder blades towards each other on your back. Shine the heart forward. Take a big breath in. And then breath out, hands come down, lift the left knee, step the right foot back, lower down either to your belly for that cobra or lower down halfway chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Then bend the knees, look forward, and step your right foot outside of your right hand. So a little bit more of that kind of lizard lunge, right? Inhale, press the hips down and forward, roll the shoulders back, shine the heart forward. Then lift the hips and spring the left foot outside of the left hand. Squat down, Malasana squat. Okay, we'll spend a moment here. If this feels like too much, especially on the knees, right, no problem. Either put a block underneath of your bum or rise up so it's a little bit more of a chair pose, but with the toes pointing out, yeah? Elbows can always rest on the thighs. Okay, otherwise, we'll roll the shoulders back, lift the heart towards your thumbs. Take a big breath in, breath out. Then press down through the feet, rise all the way up, reach the arms up, mountain pose. Pivot the feet in, exhale, forward fold, right? So when I say pivot the feet in, I mean they're just coming back to parallel again. Forward fold. Drop the head. Then inhale, flat back. This time, step the right foot to the back of the mat. Bring the right knee down. Inhale, rise up, low lunge. Stay here for a moment, right? You're looking for a left knee over the left ankle-ish, right? That's what we're working towards. Then take a big breath in, reach the heart forward. Breath out, plant the hands. Step the left foot back, lower down, cobra or upward facing dog. And then downward facing dog. Whew, take a big breath in, breath out. Then bend the knees, look forward. We're stepping the left foot outside of the left hand. Then inhale as you press the hips forward, roll the shoulders back. Then lift the hips back up. We'll step the right foot outside of the right hand. Lower down, Malasana squat. Hands to heart center. Roll the shoulders back, lift the heart. Take a big breath in, breath out, and then we'll rise back up all the way to that mountain pose. And then hands to heart center. Just bring your feet back underneath of your hips. Okay. So that was our warm-up. Good. So we're going to get started. We're going to move through a flow. So first round, I'm going to teach you the entire flow. We'll go a little bit slower, and then we'll do probably about 2 more rounds after that, a little bit quicker. Okay, cool. So let's just take one big breath in, clearing breath out. Then inhale, sweep your arms up, and exhale, sink into chair pose. Okay, so look down, make sure you can still see your toes past your knees, and then think about hugging your belly button in and scooping your tailbone down towards the floor a little bit more, right? So this pose becomes a little bit harder, but we're using our core. Okay, take a big breath in, and then on your breath out, twist to the right. So bring your left elbow to your right thigh. And then press that elbow into the thigh, press your hands together, right? Your hands are in prayer at heart center. Roll the right shoulder open and gaze up towards the ceiling. Okay, now bring your gaze back towards the ground and see if you can just lift that left heel off of the ground. Maybe you can lift the entire left foot off of the ground. If you can, pull that left foot up towards your bum. Stay here, flamingo pose. Now, how slowly can you step that left foot back to the back of the mat? Left toes will touch down. We're now in our twisted crescent lunge. Okay, remember, you'll see this transition in this pose a few times. So if you know, the first time it feels a little bit weird, that's okay. We'll get there. Okay, now, and you came out of the twist, you fell, whatever, come back to the twist, left elbow to the right thigh, hands are at prayer, roll the right shoulder open, gaze up. Left heel is up in the back. We have crescent lunge legs. Now take one more big breath in, breath out, then inhale, open up, sweep the arms open, warrior two. So left heel comes parallel-ish, comes down. The foot is parallel-ish to the back of the mat. Right knee is over the right ankle. Whew, legs are already burning. Stay with it, let it burn, let it do the work. Then inhale, reverse your warrior. Reach that right arm up towards the ceiling. Keep bending into that right knee. Left hand can rest on the left leg, or it can wrap behind the back and reach for that right hip. Okay, take a big breath in, breath out. Come back through that warrior two. Start to straighten into that right leg a little bit. Two options here. This is going to be very dependent on how your knees and ankles are feeling, right? So first option is a skater lunge. We're going to bend into that left knee. Right knee will keep a slight bend in it, but the toes will point up, and then we'll reach the arms out to the side as we lean out over that left leg, but with a flattish back. Option one, skater lunge, right? Option two, skandasana. We bring the hips all the way down to the left heel. Right knee still has a slight bend in it. Stay here or sweep that right arm up towards the ceiling. Keep breathing. Then take a big breath in, breath out. Okay, tricky transition. So we're gonna move all the way to the front of the mat into our revolved half moon. So what we're gonna do is either hands come down for support, or maybe hands come to heart for a little bit more effort. We're gonna press into that left foot as we bend into the right, and then we'll pivot to the front of the mat. Left hand reaches out, grab that block or your books or whatever you've got, and we're gonna step up into our revolved half moon. Right foot is down, the toes are all pointing forward, left leg reaches back behind you, left hand on the block, and then a right arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Okay, this is a hard pose, right? What we are looking for is we're looking for square hips, and we're looking for length all the way from the left heel, up the leg, up the spine, out through the crown of the head. Right? So you can always be as lifted as you need on the block or on a chair or whatever you've got. Okay, possibly the trickiest transition of all today. We're gonna bend into that right knee for a little bit more buoyancy, and then we're gonna rise all the way up into standing leg raise. So reach the arms up, bring the left knee in towards your chest. Whew, wobble around, maybe fall out, come back to it, and then straighten that left leg back behind you, or behind you, in front of you. Standing leg raise. Lift that left leg as high as you can, really make the quad work. Then take a big breath in, breath out. Sweep the arms and that left leg back, warrior three. Keep the shoulders rolling back, keep the heart reaching forward. The hips are nice and square again. That left leg reaches out behind you. Take one more big breath in, breath out. Bend into the right knee. Let the left toes touch down at the back of the mat. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. Whew. We're almost there, guys. Right knee over right ankle. Left heel is up in the back. Keep lots of length through the spine. Keep the arms reaching up. Take a big breath in. And then breath out. Hands come down. Step that right foot back. Lower down, cobra or upward facing dog. And then downward facing dog. Take a big breath in and sigh it out. Pedal out the legs just for a moment. You know, now is always a good time for that child's pose if you want it. or whatever else before we move on to the other side. Okay, so bend your knees, look in between your hands, step or hop the feet up. Flat back, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to that mountain pose. And then exhale to sink into your chair pose. Okay, so that's the full flow. We already saw it on the one side. Let's do it on the left side. So we're in our chair, sink nice and low, engage through the belly, and then look up at the hands, bring the fingertips to touch, and then twist to the right. So bring your right elbow to your left thigh. Hands are in prayer, and then roll the left shoulder open. Maybe you start to gaze up. Sink the hips nice and low. Keep the belly button hugging in. Now, don't change the pose, just look down at the ground. That'll help with the balance in this transition. And just pop the right heel off of the mat. Maybe lift that whole right foot up. If you can, bring it towards your right bum. Okay. Now wobble and fall if it happens, that's okay. We're gonna see if we can extend that right leg back behind us. Bring the right toes down. Our legs are now in crescent lunge legs, but our upper body is still in that twist, or we come back to the twist, right? Okay, keep pressing hands together. Keep rolling that left shoulder open. Whew. The body is working now. Okay, take one more big breath in. Full breath out. And then inhale, open up, warrior two. Readjust the legs. The right heel comes down. That foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Left knee over left ankle. Arms reach out. Shoulders plug in towards each other on your back. Whew, okay, here we go. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Left arm up. Right hand comes down the right leg, or it reaches behind the back for that left hip. Keep bending into the left knee. And then skater lunge or skandasana. So come back to that warrior two, release the arms, right? Straighten through that left leg. And then either just bend into the right knee and pop the left toes up, reach the arms out to the side, or let the hips come all the way down towards that right heel. Either way, keep a slight bend in the left knee. Keep a little bit of engagement in that left leg. Okay, wherever you are, if you're in skandasana, maybe left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. And take a big breath in, breath out. We're moving all the way to the top of the mat for that revolved half moon. So press into that right foot, bend into the left knee again. Bring the right hand way out in front, grab your block. And then lift that right leg back behind you. Reach that left arm up towards the ceiling. Right? You can always pop that block up to its highest height. But then think length. From the crown of the head out through that right heel. Maybe gaze up. Hold it just a little longer. Take a big breath in. Breath out. Bend into that left knee for a little bit of buoyancy. We're rising all the way up to that standing leg raise. Whew, arms reach up. Right knee comes in towards the chest. Maybe this is enough, or maybe straighten that right leg out in front of you. And if you wobble and you fall, you are not alone, right? And if you're breathing heavy like me, whew, you know you're not alone. You can hear it. Okay, so take one more big breath in. Breath out, warrior three. Sweep the right leg back, sweep the arms back. Tip forward, but keep the shoulders rolling back. Keep your belly button hugging in, so lots of core engagement. And then flex that right foot. Whew, hips are still nice and square. And then crescent lunge, touch the right toes to the back of the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, just sink into the pose a little bit. All right, we're almost there. Here we go. Take one more big breath in. And then breath out, hands come down. Step the left foot back. Lower down cobra or upward facing dog. And then downward facing dog. Whew. Good stuff. Okay. Bend the knees, look in between your hands, step or hop up. Flat back. Forward fold. And then rise up to standing. Hands to heart center. Okay, you know the flow. We're gonna move a lot quicker. We're not gonna hold the poses. Our legs are probably not gonna shake as much. But we're gonna go through 2 more times on each side. So when you are ready, we'll inhale, sweep the arms up, sink the hips down, chair pose. Then look up at the fingertips. Twist to the right. Left elbow to right thigh, hands to prayer, and then roll the right shoulder open. Gaze down at the ground. Lift the left foot up and either slide it back or step it back, crescent lunge, twisted crescent lunge. Okay, just take 1 big breath in, breath out, then inhale, open up, warrior 2. Reverse your warrior, reach that right arm up, and then the skandasana or skater's lunge to the back of the mat. A little bit of buoyancy in that right leg, right? Okay, take a big breath in, and then breath out. Revolved half moon. Left hand comes to the block. Left leg reaches back behind you. Right arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Then put a slight bend in the right knee. Standing leg raise. Rise all the way up. Take a big breath in. And then breath out. Press that leg towards straight. Out in front of you. Sweep it back. Warrior 3. Take a big breath in. And then breath out, crescent lunge, left toes down, arms sweep up. And then hands come down, step that right foot back, lower down, cobra or up dog, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, look in between the hands, step or float to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, mountain pose. Exhale, sink down, chair pose. Already moving on to the other side. See, a lot quicker. Okay, look up at the fingertips. Take a big breath in. Breath out, twist to the left. Right elbow to left thigh. Roll the left shoulder open. Then look down. Lift that right foot up. And then either slide it or step it back. Twisted crescent lunge. Refine that twist. Take a big breath in. Breath out. Then inhale, open up, warrior 2. Settle in, but then inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, skater lunge or skandasana. Travel to the top of the mat. Revolved half moon. Right hand down, right leg back behind you. Left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. And then carry that right knee towards the chest. Standing leg raise. Press that right leg towards straight. Lift up through the quad. Take a big breath in. Breath out, warrior 3. Sweep it all back. And then crescent lunge. Right toes down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And then exhale. Make your way back to that downward facing dog, however you want to get there. Okay, take a big breath in. Breath out. Then bend the knees, look in between the hands, step or float up. Flat back, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's just do it, right? Let's go right into this last round. So inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, look up. Exhale, twist to the right, left elbow to right thigh. Gaze down, lift the left heel or the left foot up. And then slide or step it back, twisted crescent lunge. On your next inhale, open up, warrior 2. Exhale, just sink into the pose. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, skater's lunge or skandasana. Travel to the front of the mat, revolved half moon, left hand down, right arm reaches up. Bend the right knee, rise up, draw the left knee in towards the chest, standing leg raise. Press the left leg straight. Stay here, not lots of lift. Take a big breath in. Breath out, warrior 3. Tip forward, reach the arms back. And then crescent lunge. Rise up. Big breath in. And then breath out, flow. Hands come down. Chaturanga to upward facing dog. And then big breath out, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, look in between the hands, step or hop the feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, chair. Inhale, look up. Exhale, twist to the left, right elbow to left thigh. Look down, lift the right heel or the right foot, and then slowly step it back or slide it back. Twisted crescent lunge. Refine the twist. Take a big breath in. Let it go. Then inhale, open up, warrior two. Exhale, stay. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, skater or skandasana. Inhale, front of the mat, revolved half moon. And then rise up. Standing leg raise. Whew. Press that right leg towards straight. Stay here for a big breath in. And then breath out. Warrior three. Sweep that right leg back. Arms come back by your side. Crescent lunge. Right toes touch down. Inhale, rise up. And then exhale, hands come down. Step the left foot back. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. But then let the knees come down. Child's pose. Knees can be together. They can be as wide as the mat or anywhere in between. Bring the forehead down towards the mat. Reach the arms out long. Take a big breath in. Let it go. Let everything start to slow back down. Let your elbows relax down to the mat. So we let the shoulders and the neck relax. They didn't do a ton of work today, right? We were a lot in the legs, but that's okay. Just let everything relax. It can relax, that we don't need to be working. Then on your next inhale, come all the way forward to that tabletop position. But then just find a seat. If you've got a block, maybe have it nearby. Okay, so first we're gonna open our legs up into a nice big straddle. So legs go nice and wide. This is where I like to have the block. So if this pose is already really intense for you, you can stay lifted, right? You could even bring hands behind you, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart, and just stay. But if you want a little bit more, take a big breath in, and then breath out, start to fold down. So lots of options. You could have your block here. You could bring your elbows to blocks and rest your chin or your forehead on your hands. If you are feeling nice and open, maybe you bring your head down to the block. It could be on the highest setting or maybe the middle. And for those of you who are very flexible, maybe you don't need the block at all. Maybe you can just find your pancake right on the ground. But check in with the mind, right? It's easy to stay present when we are moving fast and we are doing these tricky transitions and poses. But when we slow down, what happens, right? What happens to our brain when we become still? See if you can stay present. Come back to your breath. Or maybe some sort of sensation in the body. Take one more big breath in. Full breath out. Then start to rise back up. Set your block off to the side. And we're just going to slide our legs together. And still stay sitting up tall. So I like to kind of scoop my butt cheeks out of the way so I can sit right on my sits bones. And then again, you could just stay here the whole time. You could bring fingertips behind you, roll the shoulders back, keep the heart nice and elevated, and then flex the feet. Plenty of a stretch. If you do want more, take a big breath in, and then breath out, fold over the legs. Knees can always be slightly bent. And take one more big breath in. Breath out. Then rise back up. Reach the arms out in front of you. And then we're just going to slowly roll onto our back. So maybe you have to kind of scooch up on your mat. We'll slowly roll all the way onto our backs. Then hug the right knee into your chest. Take that knee in just a few little circles. And then draw it across the body for a supine twist. So we'll shift onto that left hip. Right knee comes across the body. Reach the arms out nice and wide. And then gaze over the right shoulder so long as it feels okay on the neck. Notice the breath inflating and expanding your rib cage on every inhale. And see what you could relax on every exhale. And come back through center. Let that right leg go out long. Give everything just kind of a little bit of a shake or a wiggle. And then draw your left knee into your chest. Take it through just a few little circles or squeezes in and out. And then supine twist. Draw that left knee across the body. Shift onto the right hip. Reach the arms out long. Look over the left shoulder. One more big breath in. And then breath out, roll onto your back. Let that left leg go out long next to the right. And find your Shavasana. Take up lots of space. So maybe your legs go off of your mat. Maybe your arms go out nice and wide. And then relax the shoulders, the hips, your lower back. Relax your jaw, your eyebrows. Take one last big breath in and let it go. As always, stay here and rest as long as you want, as long as it feels good for you. Take a little power nap perhaps. And then when you are ready, move on with your day with that presence that we cultivated this class, right? Be really mindful and present to your life. Until next time, namaste.